So I tracked every dollar that I made during my first 90 days selling flowers for my micro flower farm, and today I'm going to show you the real numbers. We're going to go over the revenue by month, which events did well, what surprised me the most, what worked well, and what didn't. So let's get into it. So in April, I did 2 events. I did Lindare Farms, which was a market pop-up, and then I also did a grand opening at a nail salon. These are all profits. So this is after I took money out for any fillers or things that I needed to purchase for the event. So in April, I made $212 at the first event, $164 at the second event. And then in May, there was Mother's Day as well as graduation. And that was something that I wish I would have paid more attention to. I was mainly focused on Mother's Day, but I ended up getting a lot of requests for graduation bouquets. So I feel like my focus was too narrowed in on Mother's Day and not for building bouquets as a whole. So as you can see, I was able to bring in a lot of sales that day, and I want to say it was just a long weekend of sales being pushed out. So knowing what I know now, this could have been a very good profit had I planned it correctly. Another source of income is my Field Flora course that I'm working on. It's a homeschool course for the co-op. Now that I've gotten the structure for the course taken care of and ready to go, I'm also planning on selling this curriculum online, so that'll be the next phase. But for that specifically, I brought in $1,920. But you have to remember that specifically is not after supplies and everything. That's the class fee, so everything is covered in that. I wanted to mention it to just point out that like your income doesn't just have to be flower related. If you're having events, you're doing delivery, drop-off, special messages and stuff like that, you should also take that into consideration. And then if you're monetizing on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, you should always keep track of that as well. I'm personally not there yet, but my goal for this channel is to monetize it. Ideally, this channel would be the bread and butter for my business, and then the flower farm, micro flower farm, will remain a passion of mine. I'm able to do events, but I want to commit to doing 2 events a month. I do not want this job to turn into something that is daunting. I want it to be fulfilling. And I think that that's something that's super important for this type of work. All right. So drum roll is the grand total for 90 days operating Lovegood Blooms. I brought in a total of $3,219. I do want to be very clear because I do not want to be misleading. A large chunk of that money was from the Field Flora class fees. And so that covers materials, my time, the workbooks, stuff like that. So if you're planning on launching something, and this is my first time doing this, like you want to keep that in mind. Keep your class fees in mind. I remember the lady told me like, hey, whatever you charge, like remind yourself, you know, what you're paying for. Is that ink? You know, is it ink? Is it flowers from the garden? Is it this? Is it that? So that money, it's just a little different. Everything else, the total was about $1,299. Like I said, June was not that great. That was on me. That it's what I was able to do in June. March and April were really good. So if you think about it, I brought in, let's say $600 a month for those 2 months, $1,200, and then a little extra in June, right? So April, May, and then June. But yeah. Grand total was $3,219. $1,920 of that was due to the course that I'm creating, and then $1,299 were specific to events, build your own bouquet events, and pop-ups. And this was also not including an event fee. So if I rent out the truck and the truck is filled with flowers and someone pays the $450 for the event, that's including everything. These were buy your own, build your own. So even though I went to the nail shop in April for that event, they did not pay me to be there. I made what I was able to sell, if that makes sense. So I did just want to be very clear. I am very interested in seeing what July, August, and September look like. I am kind of considering July a wash just because we have so much going on. Started a social media ambassador program. We've got a birthday trip to go to Orlando with my son for his birthday. And then I have a girls' trip planned to Mexico. Where in Mexico, I don't know, but we're going. So I'll be on a 7-day cruise there. So August I know is going to be kind of like iffy, but I do know that from mid-August to the rest of fall, it's going to be much better as far as weather. I don't even think people want to be outside right now because it's so hot. But anyways, that's how much I made. $3,219 may not be a lot to some people, but I think for just trying something out, seeing if it works, I think that that's pretty good. Paying for my Wix website, which I'm actually about to delete, and then insurance, which is like $30 a month. Other than that, things have been going well. Okay, I have to be okay with being able to wing it, and that everything is not always going to work out according to plan. And you have to be ambiguous with it. You have to be able to shift. I was able to do that, and I am able to do that in my professional world. And so I need to be able to extend that grace to me here. The thing that I want to touch on is my main goal. So my main goal isn't to make 6 figures overnight with this business. My goal is to keep stacking these little wins and being optimistic about if this is what the first 90 days look like. I'm very curious to see what the 90 days after will look like. I'm very excited to see what events will look like when the truck is out of the shop, when I have new brakes, when the truck's more reliable. I don't want to burn myself out. And so if you're in your hustle girl era, hats off to you. Do what you got to do. Burn yourself out. Sell the flowers. Oops. But if you're in your calm girl era and your slow girl era and you're just looking to make a couple bucks and flowers are one of the things that you've been interested in, I say do it. My quick guide would be to set yourself up a website. And it doesn't need to be you don't need to go and buy a domain and all that stuff, but set yourself up a little website and a gallery, put some pictures together, post on Facebook Marketplace, go to local vendors in the area. I've done that too, marketplaces, and just put yourself out there. The worst that can happen is that people will hate on you and call you crazy, which I have already had that. I literally had someone ask me, "Are you selling flowers out of your house?" I was like, "Yeah, I am." And that may be crazy to some people, but you know what? It makes me happy. So, yeah, I think we can make a whole nother video about that later. But I think that one of the things that I want everybody to remember is that you can do the thing. If you want someone clapping for you to succeed, I'm your girl. We're not gatekeeping over here at Lovegood Blooms. We are sharing the wealth. So if you have any questions, comments, or anything, drop them in the comments below. I'm happy to talk about this. I'm ready to be transparent. If you guys want to ask me any questions about the truck, about how, we're doing certain things, I'm more than happy to go over those things. And yeah, I will catch you next time. Let me know if you like these types of videos, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye, Bloom Bays. Thanks for creating with us here at Lovegood Blooms, whether you're building, planting, or just streaming. I hope this gave you a little inspiration to make your space feel more like home. If you want to keep hanging out with us, go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss what's coming next. I'll see you soon.